What's going on, everyone? Today's video is one that I'm pretty excited to discuss and just talk about with you guys. And that is found footage films on Twitter, in my horror community on there. Someone put, Sarah put out a hashtag found footage February, and I'm all about it. So I wanted to discuss for those who love the found footage genre, like me. It's my favorite genre. I don't know. I love how just that point of view, the intensity. I don't know, man. I just get really not spooked, but I'm just more all in the movie, and um, yeah, my heartbeat gets up and everything, like it's tense up and everything. So anyway, today I'd like to discuss obviously some famous and notable films, but also some of my favorite found footage films. Maybe some you haven't heard of before, but this is what this video is all about: is spreading the good word of found footage films. So come join me. First, I'd like to thank Diana from Twitter. Her Twitter handle is not for me sorry. She's one of my friends, and just people who I've interacted with on Twitter. She composed a big list of found footage films, and there's definitely some that I've never heard of. Even though I've been watching found footage films for a long time, I mean, there's just so many movies to discover. And so I will go on the notable films, and then I'll go into my favorite found footage films, ones that I watch every year, basically every year, because I love horror and I just don't watch it during Halloween season. So the notable films is like the biggest, is the infamous movie called Cannibal Holocaust. I mean, if you're into horror, everyone knows about it. Even if you don't know horror, people know about the film. And then, of course, the unfortunate part of that film of the animal brutality. I'm not a big fan of the movie at all, specifically because of those scenes. Because it's real animals, and that's not my jam. So I don't want to be a downer, but that's why I don't watch that film, is because of that. So anyway, Cannibal Holocaust, number one, most famous found footage film. Another one is, again, these are all notable found footage films. Is the VHS movies? There's a bunch. Recent one was 1985, and there's a trilogy, and then there was two extra ones, which is I believe 94 and then 85. Next is Lake Mungo. It's an Australian film, and again, I'm not a big fan of it, but it does have a big following. A lot of people like it, so yeah, there's that one. Next, The Last Exorcism. That one's a 2010 film. Oculate and Noori, The Curse. I heard it's a fantastic film, and I think I might be watching that one tonight. Haven't seen it before, but I heard that's pretty good. Um, I'm sure that I'm missing some for the notable films, but maybe you're some of the ones you're like, what the hell? How come he hasn't said this yet? It's probably in one of my favorites. I'd like to start off with The Taking of Deborah Logan. This movie was good, man. Definitely one of the most what the heck, WTF moments towards the end of that movie. You kind of, your eyes are big and you're like, what the hell did I just see? So that's a great movie. Love it. Highly recommend all of these, of course, because they're my favorite. Uh, this one is The Visit. I actually just watched this last night. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I was surprised how much I liked it. There's some definitely good, creepy atmosphere, good scenes, and yeah, I thought it had a good ending. Which sometimes M. Night films there's some bad endings, but and twists. But I thought this was pretty good. Cloverfield, Cloverfield. That's a great one. Some pretty good actors in that film who became bigger stars. Um, that's a great film. Good 4K as well. Cloverfield 10 also is a very good 4K transfer. So next is if Cannibal Holocaust isn't like number one, then it's Blair Witch Project. Those probably go one and two. Switch them however you like. But yeah, the Blair Witch Project, that movie took everyone by storm. And I just rewatched it during spooky season. And I don't know. I might have to rewatch it again just because, I thought it was good. And the ending, the last act of the film is very good. But yeah, I think I have to rewatch it during this month. Even though I watched it in October. So next is Creep 1 and 2. I think the second Creep is better than the first one, and the first one is very good. Yeah, wow. I it was recommended on within the horror community on Twitter by some of my good friends on there, and wow, it was very good. And the main actor is uh, he's an actor on The League, which was an FX show. So I only knew him from the comedic role that he played on the show, but he is fucking creepy. Obviously, no pun intended, but it's very good. And then the second one, wow, so good. I did hear that there's rumblings of a third one, which I really hope that's true because this these two films they're must watches. If you love the found footage films, genre, those are must see movies without a doubt. See those movies. Wow, finish the video, but afterwards, see Creep 1 and 2. Very good. Next is Wreck. It's a Spanish film. There's a trilogy. I don't think there's more than that. But yeah, I thought it was okay. The ending, the last act, very good. Very memorable. I think that's why people like the film. At least, for me, even though I think it's an okay film, I will rewatch that film again this month because of the last third of the film. So very good. Highly recommend it. Next is The Fourth Kind. This one is starring Mila Jovovich, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of creeped out when I first saw this. I saw it with my wife. We were living in Kansas City. We must have saw it maybe a year after it came out or something. And anyway, we saw the film and we were both like, what the hell? And I really like this film. I need to rewatch it this month. But I had a very good first experience with the film. The atmosphere was pretty good. Um, Mila Jovovich isn't like the best actress, but I thought she was pretty good in the film. So I will definitely rewatch The Fourth Kind. I got my list of what films I want to watch, and so that's one of them. All of these are my favorites. I'm going to rewatch, obviously. So next is As Above, So Below. This film takes place in France, under the underground cemetery over there, and it's a great film. Highly recommend it. Yeah, I'm actually going to be rewatching this in a few days, so I can't wait because it's been a long time, and I heard that the audio is pretty good. Next is one of my favorites, and it has been, I've literally watched it every single year, multiple times since I originally saw it, and that is Host. It I think it came out at a perfect time. This came out in 2020. The world was shut down because of COVID, but it's 60 minutes of fantastic timing. Storyline is good. I love this film, and Second Sight put out a Blu-ray for it. I don't have it. I'm trying to get it. I specifically want that Host limited edition Blu-ray. But I love this film so much, so I can't wait to watch it this month. Next is Hell House LLC. I fucking love this film. It is clowns obviously are fucking spooky. Let's not kid ourselves. And this takes it up a notch. It is creepy, man. I saw it, with the lights off, and my initial watch was that, and I was like, holy moly, this is freaking great. But yeah, those mannequins, holy moly, man, they are creepy. I find them way creepier than Art the Clown from Terrifier. So I love Hill House. There's 4 films. The latest one, which is another good one, which is my second favorite of the franchise, which is Hell House, the Carmichael Manor. That is a very good one, and the ending is pretty good as well. So I highly recommend them. I think all of them are on Shudder. A lot of these films, or at least a good amount of films, I've seen on Shudder, and I can't spread the good word enough of Shudder streaming service. It's very affordable, and there's just a ton of awesome, just spectacular horror movies. It's a good mix too. There's some months where they focus on found footage. Then one month there's it's international films. Like they'll be specialized or be specific of like the Asian horror films, and then French horror films. So I highly recommend getting Shudder streaming service. So that, I guess that's a plug. Obviously, I don't get paid because I have low followers, but I highly recommend. uh, uh, Shudder. And then, last but not least, is Paranormal Activity. Um, Obviously, it's one of the most famous found footage films. Um, my personal favorite is Paranormal 3. I think it's way spookier, much scarier than the first one. Um, Especially as a parent. I saw the movie a long time ago, and I thought it was okay. At the time, I thought the first Paranormal was a better movie, but then I got the Paramount Blu-ray set. Ooh. So yeah, I got the Paranormal Activity Blu-ray set. It has every single um, movie of the franchise, and if you look, you see the hand right there. But this set is amazing. It's a wonderful set. It's just cheap cardboard, but to have all the movies in one set, well done, Paramount. I highly recommend getting this set. As I mentioned before, the third film, since watching it and having kids now, that movie is just so much scarier to me. And what the kids go through during that film, then of course the ending, and then and then the damn parents, I love that film, and that is a film that I watch every single year, every Halloween. I I love it. I can't remember. This came out 2022 or 20. No, I think this came out 2022. So anyway, so I've watched Paranormal 3. Every single Halloween without it ever since getting this set. These transfers actually look really good too. Well done, Paramount. That is my list of the horror movies. I now just mentioning it. Of course, towards the end of the video, there's a Skinamarink, which I am not a big fan of, but that should have been in the notables. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys watch a ton of found footage films because it is February. So in the comments section, let me know what are some of your found footage films. Maybe there's some that I haven't listed and that are your favorites, so I can write it down and watch them later on this month. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.